So, real talk, your resume bullets may not be good enough. I was just doing a client session with an accomplished design operations professional who works in software development. And we workshopped some of his resume bullets. He's got great accomplishments, but they're not coming across on paper. So I don't think his resume is going to do well out there in the wild as it should with the scope of work that he's done. So I'm going to talk about what makes a good resume bullet, and I'm going to take you through some specific before and after examples, and I think this should really drive home some of the things that you can think about here. So the key to these bullets is really stressing why is this important or why should I care, and really demonstrating that value to a potential company. So the impact of the value that you provide is key. Also, we want to aim for 2/3 of the bullets having some sort of number or quantification. This helps with some applicant tracking systems that look for numbers, and also helps for recruiters who scan the resumes because the numbers jump out because they're looking for that demonstration of value and those real results because they're bombarded with responsibility type bullets that don't provide a lot of value. So some basics before we go into the examples. We want to start with an action verb. There's great lists that you can Google about great resume action verbs. We don't want weak ones like collaborated or provided or responsible for. You know, there's strong action verbs that are compelling. We want an action. What did you do? So that you took some action. What was the result of that action? And then quantify whenever you can. So let's look at these examples. All right. Spearheaded the development and implementation of a comprehensive digital accessibility strategy and program, significantly enhancing compliance in investing product. So sounds cool. And so for those of you who don't, digital accessibility is those with disabilities or things like hearing impairment, visual impairment, etc., other disabilities to make websites more accessible to them. It's an important piece of software and web development. So great, but why does this matter? Why does this care? Why is this a big deal? What's the value that he provided? And so when we look at the after, first of all, we looked at the scope of that investing product. So this was like a 401k type program for the company because it's a financial company. It was a $1 billion revenue generating product. So we can put that number in there. So you're like, okay, this guy's working on a big thing. And also we added in that it serves Mega Corporation 1 and Mega Corporation 2. So think of some of those biggest companies out there, you're name dropping. We've got some quantification of the scale of this, and we've got who it's serving. So that we now understand why this is a big deal, and we're attaching some importance, some name dropping, some authority of these other places to build this bullets authority, and in turn this client and this job applicant's authority. So the next thing is example 2. Collaborated with UXD to roll out Figma Accessibility Annotation Kit, resulting in more accurate methods to transition accessibility-related informations from designer to developers. So great. I mean, essentially with UX design, user experience design, when you're designing the outlines to those web pages, you want to help the designers understand what they need to do to be accessible so that when it gets to the developers, the designs are correct, saving a QA person, quality assurance person, flagging that, having that go back to redesign and redevelopment. So it saves a lot of time in meetings as well as development time. So, when we look at this here, is partnered with UXD to deploy Figma Accessibility Kit, improving information transition from designers to development. And then here's the big deal, saving an estimated 2,000 hours a year in reduced meetings and bug fixes. So what we did in this instance is we provided the best estimate possible of those man hours. So we looked at number of products, we looked at number of hours in a quarter that was saved from meetings and bug fixes, and then multiplied those together to come up with 40 hours a quarter times 50 products. So my math is off. I've got the formula somewhere else, but you can, I think it was 12 times 40 times 4, because it was 12 products launching a feature per quarter, 40 hours per quarter, and 4 quarters. And that was just under 2K. We rounded it up. And that gave us a quantifiable number that really shows that you provided value there. So, and it jumps off the page too. As always, if you have the real information with data gathered, that's better, but this is good as well. So we've walked through kind of how to extrapolate, and what you want to be able to do in an interview is understand like that formula that I just went through. You don't want to just pull numbers out of thin air. You want to come up with your best estimates and be able to talk them through in the interview and talk them through confidently. So you make sure that in your interview prep, you're running through those. So hopefully this helps you take your resumes from meh to amazing, so that you win that job. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you.